Alright, what's up guys? So, DDG had came out and said that today's rappers are better than older rappers. And I'm assuming, of course, I feel like prime rap happened in the 90s. Like, that's when rap really became what it is today. Now, I agree with them, but to an extent, because here's the thing. I agree in his opinion, or if he's trying to say that today's rappers are more famous than rappers from back then, that would make a lot more sense than saying that today's rappers are better than older rappers. Because if you think about it, rappers from the 90s, even the early 2000s, they didn't have the luxury social media. They didn't have, platforms to post all their music on, like TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, all that. Rappers, if I'm guessing how it had to been for them, like, to erase all things social media, that's how they had to promote their music. So they had to go to clubs. And, like, I'm saying, if you sit down and watch movies like Straight Outta Compton, Ice Cube wasn't posting on social media, his music and things. No, this man had to go to clubs and perform his music and then eventually get some sort of record deal based off of the music that he's released. So, with today's music, it's a lot more easier because you don't need a record label to get your music blown up and posted and out there. You could come out with one song and the whole world would love it. And the thing is like a lot of times it's a hit or miss. So that's why I feel like, in my opinion, it's a lot better. In DDG's case, you had a whole YouTube career before you got into music. So if you didn't have that career, do you think you would have been where you're at today? I feel like he would have, but it would have been like far down the road. Because I'm saying there's probably a lot of people with the same style like of his music. And they didn't have no big YouTube channel and a crap ton of fans and stuff. Like, they didn't have all that. So they're still struggling getting 100 plays on one of their songs or 1,000 plays on one of their songs. Here it is, you got millions of plays across your songs. But to make it seem like that it's better than the music that came out like back then, it's like it's not. You have your own style, and that's about it. It's not better, it's not worse, it's where it needs to be. So, and then it was funny because when I seen like people's response to this, and a lot of people was like getting on DDG for it and stuff. And I feel like that when I see people say things like this, like, oh, I'm like, for an example, people when they're saying, oh, I'm better than Tupac, I'm the new Pac, Pac's music isn't better than mine's and stuff. I just feel like that's like that boost of confidence that they're trying to give themselves because they see how successful they're doing, and it's, probably somebody's in their ear telling them, oh yeah, Tupac got these numbers, or you got more numbers than Tupac. Like, you got the wrong people in your ear telling you stuff. So in my opinion, what I feel like, and then also, no, on top of that, before I even get into my opinion and what I feel like and stuff, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the beginning of the Kanye West documentary and stuff. Now, that wasn't even like, technically it was like 90s, but it was like early 2000s when he was blowing up and things. Did you see how difficult it was for him? Like, he didn't, because MySpace wasn't even really a thing in the early, MySpace didn't really start coming out until like the late, well, when did it come out? I honestly can't remember when MySpace, I gotta look to see, Google that real quick, but anyways, but no, even then, he wasn't talking about, posting his music. Did you see how much this man had to go through? He had to make a name for himself in Chicago. Then he had to make a move to New York, struggle through that, and then to, eventually get to that point where he needed to get to and stuff. So there's a whole process that older rappers had to go through before, oh, let me, post some video of me pouring champagne on a bench or something, saying oh, this is what happens when you have or what other things, or me throwing money off of some yacht or something. That's what people can do. Back then you couldn't do a lot of the times rappers back then were trying to figure out, okay, what's my next move with music. And I feel like today's artists is you guys can post a video of yourselves doing whatever, get like some hype behind your next, you know, single or album, and then next thing you know, like that's how you get your publicity. You didn't have to like go from club to club, promotion to promotion, record label to record label to promote your music. No, you were able to just, you know, oh, let me just post a video of myself, you know, doing whatever and things, and then at the very end be like, oh yeah, new single coming out, new album coming out. That's the only promotion that you have to do. A lot of times you are your own promoter. Rappers back then was not their own promoter. It's like, and if they were, it was probably the most struggling times. If you ask any like 90s, early 2000s rapper, any rapper that wasn't heavily into social media, how hard was it for you to get your music out there? Just ask around, ask them that question. I guarantee you are going to hear so many either similar or different stories, but you're going to hear a lot of stories of how much struggling that these guys had to go through to just get their music some sort of plays, you know, to just make ends meet at the end of the day. So that's why, like, in my opinion, I personally think that 90s rappers, they definitely, you know, if we're talking like publicity wise, if we're talking like views and, you know, just overall the attention, oh, by far, like, today's rappers, they got it all. Today's rappers got it all. But back then, like 90s, even early 2000s, like any music before social media, and the fact that these guys had to go like above and beyond just to get their music out there, I feel like today's, or not today's, but older like rappers, they definitely got more work and hours in them than today's rappers. Today's rappers, they only got work for a few seconds, and that's just posting something on TikTok. Rappers back then, it's like they were working probably 24 hours at times. So that's why, like, if we're talking, you know, views and all that stuff, like how much attention can a rapper get, you know, versus, because I'm saying, like, you don't really hear too many people talking about Ice-T's music and Ice Cube's music and Eazy-E and Biggie and Tupac and what are some other 90s rappers and stuff. You don't hear about them talking about them, and I think that's probably why, like, you know, if we were giving them, I feel like if 90s rappers were to come out today, oh, there wouldn't be no competition with today's rappers. Like, today's rappers, I feel like you guys definitely would be struggling. Because I'm saying a lot of times, like, we like real music. We get tired of, like, club bangers and all. We, at times, just want to, like, hear music that we can relate to and we can, you know, understand a little bit better. I feel like that's why a lot of storytelling rappers, like, they do well for themselves because, you know, they're saying some real stuff rather than, like, the club banger music or, like, you know, like, flaunting, like, the cars, like, you thinking you a miniature-sized Floyd Mayweather or something. It's like, and it's no disrespect, and I'm not trying to hate, but I'm just saying, like, to disrespect older rappers and make it seem like that they didn't pave the way for you guys, like, come on now. Like, I don't think today's rappers sit down and think about that, but it's like, sit down, and honestly, ask yourself that question. Without social media, without YouTube, without TikTok, without any social media platforms ever, do you think you would be where you're at today with music? And if you answered yes, then you really, really believe in yourself. But in reality, do you think you would be where you're at today if it wasn't for social media? Because I'm saying, like, how else are you promoting your music? You ain't going from club to club promoting your music. No, you're going on social media. So, anyways, that's how I feel about DDG's comments about older rappers and stuff. But let me know in the comments what you think about it. And that being said, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.